The book of 2 Kings, chapter number 6 from verse 24. 2 Kings 6 from verse 24. So we want to look at a root. There's a root, all right, that we need to study when it comes to this subject of black tax. It is still one of the elements of dysfunctional families or background. Is that okay? But there's a root that is often not really considered. And I want us to look at that root. So there's a very interesting story, and I want us to learn from that story. 2 Kings chapter number 6 from verse 24. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, gathered all his host and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass head was sold for 80 pieces of silver. That's 80 silver. A score is 20. Okay? And the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel was passing by on the wall, there cried a woman to him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help you, from where shall I help you? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? And the king said to her, What ails you? And she answered, This woman said to me, Give me your son, that we may eat him today. And we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said to her on the next day, Give me your son, that we may eat him. And she has eat her son. And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes, and he passed by on the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within on his flesh. Okay? So the Bible gives us a question. Can a mother forsake a suckling child? The general answer seems to be God forbid, but not when people enter survival mode. So we want to study the survival mode of the African families. Okay? There's a condition that if care is not taken and if not well understood, people just value their own survival. So there was famine, and we would never have imagined that mothers would begin to sell their children. And they started. They didn't just sell their children, they were eating their children. That a mother will cook, boil, and shear and cut to pieces her own sucking child, and she will watch herself and her friend eat that child, and they are looking at the other child, and they know within their heart that we are going to eat yours tomorrow. It happened. Okay? When families enter survival mode, they feast on each other. They feast on each other. Okay? It happens. So what does it mean to feast on your child? To make that child a delicacy. Even when you know that the outcome of this is that this child will cease to exist. The mother of a Yahoo boy who is defrauding people to make money is feasting on the child. It doesn't matter how long she goes on her knees to pray for him. That's survival mode. The father of a thief who knows that the boy is stealing but can't stop him, because after all, he's using the money he's stealing to meet family needs. They are feasting on that child. The pastor of a corrupt politician who is stealing and killing people but can't bring him correction because he's giving seed and tithes to the church, is feasting on that guy. Okay? And if we're going to deal with the root of this, we must also address where the church is complicit. Judgment will begin from the church. Have you seen people that they know that what my child is doing will kill him, but we are all enjoying the money? The younger sister, the younger brother of a corrupt politician that is killing people and stealing money, and they are enjoying it together. They are feasting on the guy. So it is very easy to look at these things and judge the people and say, until you discover the areas that we all are complicit to corruption because of survival. Where we all have found a way to accommodate lies and corruption because of survival. When we get these things right, okay, people who are corrupt will not find space in the church. They will know that they have to wash their hands because we will not need their blood money. The blood money from corrupt people is an oath of silence. And it must be addressed. If it is not addressed, silence will look like wisdom when the nation is getting destroyed. Are you following what I'm saying? So as mothers began to feast on their children, I've seen these things happen. In fact, there are places that mothers go to pray for their sons that are busy doing internet fraud. I've seen, in fact, there was a case that happened in Osun State. Sorry, I mentioned the state. The mother took her son to an herbalist to go and use the girlfriend. The mother doesn't like that boy. She's only after her own survival. That's not love. I've shown you what love is and what love is not. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anybody who knows what you are doing will kill you, but can't tell you because they are enjoying the proceeds. That's not love. That's bad. Do you understand what I'm saying? We must have a new generation that is questioning things. And we are not a part of these lies. Do you understand what I'm saying? This affects us as church. It affects us. That if you are seated in church and we know that you are lying, you are defrauding people, you are stealing commonwealth of the nation. Okay? When election comes, you campaign in church, we clap for you, but you still kill the members when they are in their own houses, just so you can win. These are things to question. Is that okay now? These are things to question. Okay? These are issues. So, the mothers began to hit their children. I said, when families enter survival mode, they feast on themselves. It is very easy to point accusing finger until you have discovered that you too somehow may be enjoying proceeds of unjust gain from an elder brother somewhere that is lying, stealing from the company, or a younger sister. Do you understand what I'm saying here? We are either principled or we are not. If people bring money that we know that anybody, the salary accorded to this office should not be able to afford this kind of seed, we can't pretend not to know that you stole it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hey, God. That's why I said it's going to be dangerous this evening. Do you understand what I'm saying? We know how much politicians are earning. So if you bring money that is more than your annual salary, there's nowhere else you've gotten it than stealing. So to say, I don't know, after all, bring it, God bless you, is to feast on him. It is the same case. So there is the church in Nigeria that has entered survival mode. There is the family that has entered survival mode. To heap all the blames on family and detach the church is to lie.